The legislation is named after a 22-year-old Georgia student who was killed last year. An undocumented migrant from Venezuela is serving a life sentence for her murder. The bill signing comes as ICE reports thousands of arrests this week. Agents have a quota of 75 a day.
The goal is to arrest at least that many, but hopefully many more.
Experts say there's no connection between immigration and crime. In fact, some research shows sometimes immigrants commit crimes at lower rates than people born in the U.S.
Because of bad apples, not all of us should pay.
Dale Jackson here for Yellowhammer Now. This reporter making the argument that illegal immigrants should be allowed to stay in this country because they commit crimes at a lesser rate than real Americans is absolutely absurd. Laken Riley is still alive if this guy's not in the country. End of story. The crime may happen at a lower rate, but the crime still happens. We don't have to let this happen. And that's why we're trying to solve this issue right now. So that dumbassery aside, let's talk a little bit about what the latest thing we're fretting about. Schools. See, illegal immigrants are all over our schools, apparently, so much so that in Mobile, they're concerned about ICE coming in and targeting those illegal immigrant children, a thing that has never happened.
And a South Alabama school employee is currently on paid leave after vowing to protect students from immigration raids. This happened at a school in Mobile County. The English second grade language coordinator advised other members to text her if U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers were near campus. She also reportedly told parents that if they feared for their child's safety, they would not be penalized for not sending them to school. The assistant superintendent retracted that email, saying it was sent without approval, and all students are to report to school daily. A Mobile County board member says the message scared people.
Now, the person that did this obviously is on leave. They should be fired for accessing the email system allegedly without permission and for being a complete moron who is trying to alarm an entire community against the policies that were voted on by the American people. It's very clear that the American people support this kind of stuff, and no one's going into schools or arresting children. But schools are not going to be hiding places for illegal immigrants either, and that has to be said as well. There's teachers all over the state doing this, so now the state superintendent is having to clarify stuff.
For the first time, we are hearing from state leaders about what school officials are supposed to do if immigration and custom enforcement agents try to make arrests on school grounds. We just obtained a copy of a memo State Superintendent Eric Mackey sent to school leaders yesterday saying if law enforcement officers of any kind show up on school grounds and school officials can verify that they are real law enforcement officers, the officers must be allowed onto school grounds. Mackey added no schools in Alabama have been disrupted by ICE agents to his knowledge. His memo says teachers should continue on with normal activities and encourage families to keep sending their children to school.
I don't even like this clarification by Mackey here. If anything, he should be inviting law enforcement into these schools to target the parents that have their kids here illegally, because not only have they broken the law, but they are also draining resources from these schools. I don't want to hear these people bitch and moan about school choice when they're perfectly fine with people who aren't even supposed to be here eating up tax dollars as well. I'm sorry, I don't want to target these kids, but their parents have broke the law. And if a parent breaks the law, he has to be dealt with. I don't care if he's got a DUI and he was born in Anniston, or if he's got a DUI and came into the country illegally and he was born in, Guadalajara. But the simple fact of the matter is he could just be here illegally from Mexico City, and I don't care either. If he broke the law to be here, then we should go after them. No one's going into the schools and going after parents. That is fake news and garbage meant to scare you and make you upset with illegal immigration enforcement. Do not buy the media narrative as usual. It is dishonest.